I don't know if I'm live. It's the first time I tried a YouTube live thing. Hi. We're in the building today because I want to cut a sign. One of my customers, he's bought all kinds of stuff from us. He runs a shop, the Brake Depot, down there close by to me, and he's bought all kinds of stuff. So he asked me the other day about making this sign, this '66 Mustang sign, and I was trying to pull the CV axle on that Jeep, and it just, man, it whooped everything I had. Anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit of our setup process and how we get started with these things. Air compressor's already been fired up. We drained water off of it, but I had to put water in the table. And to do that, take this cool guy here. It's got my air on it. And I plug it up to that. And that pushes air into my barrels I got outside, and that pumps water back into my table. So here in just a minute, the water will be pumping in there. I want you guys over here so you can see a little bit of the computer and what's going on. Sorry, this shaky camera thing is going to be rough. All right. So anyway, don't be looking. I don't need no more password. Don't look. That ain't even it. I typed it in wrong. I hope y'all didn't get that. But we're going to find a '66 Mustang here, and hopefully get that cut once all this stuff gets, squared away. I'll bring y'all in there in a second. Hey, there you can kind of see the table. Okay, let's do that. Maybe you can see me then. I don't know. It's cold. We had a little bit of a couple warm spells not too long ago, but it's still cold, man. It's hard to beat. Hard to beat this cold spell. We got some exciting news coming up. We got a bunch of things changing. Let's see. We got shows coming up. I think our first show is going to be in April down there at in Valdez. They're doing a spring fair kind of thing. It's going to be in the football field down behind Old Rock School. So we're doing that one. And then we got, let's see, we got one coming up. We're going to do the Bigfoot Festival this year. So we got to make a whole bunch of Bigfoot stuff. Man, I can't talk when I'm live. Y'all making me nervous. That I can't see you because I don't have the chat and the thing turned around. Anyways, it don't matter. I know you guys are being nice. I know you're being nice. It's fine. And then other exciting news. If you're from around here where I'm at, a lot of people call it the trade lot. Other people call it the flea market. That's it, the flea market. And so we got a booth, like an inside booth set up. And once you walk in the main building, we're like the fifth floor down, or fifth door down, I guess. We got a whole bunch of signs in there, and eventually we're gonna get a bunch of other things in there. We haven't opened it up yet. This coming up weekend, which is in like 5 or 6 days, because today's Monday. So we're going to be there Saturday and Sunday, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So hopefully we'll get in there. Let me get the table turned on. I got the software opened up over there, fire control. Let me go plug my table up and wipe down my rails. Oh. Because believe it or not, you got to wipe down the rails on this thing. All the dust and everything that collects on these rails eventually get wore in there. I got some rags, I don't know where they're at, so I'm going to use my sleeves. Wipe down the rails real good. I greased it up last time, so I don't need to grease it right now. I can still feel it. Hopefully I got enough steel. There we go. Hopefully I got enough steel for this thing. I haven't used that much. I'm thinking I can throw that 36-inch like right in here and have enough. Let's get this program loaded up while that table's filling up here. There we go. All right, so fire control, load program. Is it in my new folder? No, it is not. Let's try Is it in this folder? Mini rocket stove, rock making. Trade show? Spring craft fair. That's one I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got like 7 different signs I need to cut. And I apologize in advance for the air compressor. I know that's rough for you guys. We're going to go ahead and load up the 66 Mustang Fastback here. And then it's 36 inches wide. And we got about 8 inches tall. So we should have plenty enough height. And we'll get it all figured out here in just a second. Looks like our table's just about filled up. I can see it bubbling up down there. That should be plenty. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the water. Ta-da! Alright, so the water's full, my air's drained off. We're going to go ahead and jog this thing around a little bit. Let me get you over there where you can see. We're going to jog the head around on it a little bit here. I got my speed just set to 200 inches per minute. Just want to make sure that there's no binding, you know, anything like that. But I also want to check my my consumables. I can't remember where I left off at last time. I did buy some new consumables the other day. Well, let's get this down here, and I'll let you guys have a look at. I can't remember how many signs were cut on this last set of consumables, but you basically bring it down, raise up your Z-axis, axes, whatever you want to call it. Oh, my hand's sweat. Come on, get out of there. There we go. So let's take a look at consumables here. We'll see if you guys can see that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to see either way. The tip of it. It's just about gone, I'd say. It's getting there. And it's the nozzle. Nozzle don't look too bad. I mean, it's alright. You know what? It's one sign. Let's just see what it can do. You know, it might be alright. Might not be that bad. That's where your spark's coming from anyway. I'm going to screw this back in here. And then we will get started. Alright. First things first, we got to home the machine. Basically, all this is telling me is the machine kind of really don't know where it's at right now. Okay? I homed it before I shut it off, but even still, as soon as you start that thing up, run it down the track, whatever you got to do, hit the home button. It's over here. See that home button? We're going to hit home. It's going to prompt me, make sure ain't nothing in the way. Ain't nothing in the way. Hit home. It's going to take off back down the other direction. So it's going to hit my limit switches on the side over here. Alright, hit that limit switch, and it's going to hit both of those limit switches. I got one on each side, and then you'll see it kind of bounce off one another. Lets it know where it's actually going to sit once it gets done homing. Once that gets done, we'll come back over here to the computer, and I will show you a little bit more about what we got going. But it's not that bad. I mean, this Langmuir's, it's been a pretty good system, honestly. This Crossfire XR, it's cut a whole bunch of signs, a whole bunch. But let's see that thing. It should stop down there and move off of the limit switches. Yep, moved off of the limit switches. There we go. Now here's our 66 Mustang fastback. Okay, so it's just basically a line drawing. There's not much to it. But I do know that, you know, we're going to have to flip it. I'll zoom out for you here so you can see kind of where it's at orientation-wise to the table. So last time I cut something, the home position was right here. We obviously don't want to cut, you know, where you can't cut. So we're going to come in here and we're going to rotate. So you can just hit rotate and then type it in. I always just do 90 and hit OK. Then I just generate it. And because I'm weird, I want it to run like that. Okay? Straight up and down. You can zoom back out. The next goal is to take your handy remote here. Alright, so we're going to put that Mustang in its start position. You can kind of see an outline of where I did the truck. So we're going to go ahead and jog this, maybe. I'm going to jog it over. And we're going to set our inches per minute up a little bit. Make sure we don't get any binding, but alright. And then this button here is your Z-axis up and down. I know it's hard to see, but you can jog it up and down. It's going to give you a little bit more of a, you know, this is where I need to start my thing at. But I do know that we do not want to run into where I cut that truck. So I'm just going to move it off of the truck a little bit. Right there. And then move it back. Okay? Or at least I know that I have 36 inches. So right now, we're going to be looking at this corner, and I'll show you how we're going to do it, okay? So I've done everything I need to do. What I'm going to do is hit right here, 0 all work axes. Okay. And then I'm going to set my program origin. And this is saying, all right, on that spot, this is where we're going to start at. And we're going to do it on this back right corner. And then zoom out and in. So now the program knows that it's going to start in this back corner and do all this fancy cutting. Okay. And so what we're going to do just to make sure is we're going to run this down the length. It's going to be hard to see, but maybe I can back it up where you can see all of it. We're going to run this down the cursor. Okay. Making sure that there's nothing going to interfere with where this machine is going to cut at. So right there is on the very edge. You see that right there where it's at the very front of the drawing. And then we make sure that on the table there ain't nothing going to interfere. Alright. Run it to the left hand side. Lined up there. Nothing there. It's going to get in the way. I thought I might be close to this where the last time I cut, but I think we're good there. Run it all the way back up. I do have a leaf in the way. Get out of there, leaf. And there's a little square there cut out for something else, but there's nothing in the drawing. And since I want it to go back to exactly the right spot, okay, I'm going to hit home. Or actually, I'm not going to hit home. That's going to screw everything up. We're going to go to work 0. Okay, that's going to take us where we need to go. All right. Now, the table is completely set up. So now we've got to double check plasma cutter. All right. I'll take you out of the mount here. We're just using the Razor Well Cut 45. My settings, I keep it on about 32. Here's your air. It's in cut mode. We are grounded. That part's good. Let's air's on. Cannot find my magnet. So you're going to see me pausing this thing a few times today. And I apologize. Because I have to pause it. We'll get you in here real close so you can see. Alright. Y'all can see this thing cut. I have super shaky. There we go. Alright. If you're new to this thing, these are your control pad. So while you're walking around, you can use this thing. Like I said, that's your up and down Z-axis. The biggest thing is you left click, okay? That's you can restart, and you have a space bar. That's your pause. So if you have a tip up, right after you get something cut, just hit your pause button, and it'll slow it down. So we're ready over here. I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and if it screws up, you guys get to watch. Here we go. so far. I probably just jinxed it though. What I'm looking at. I don't know how familiar you guys are with well, I know you can't hear it because of the air compressor, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're really familiar with what they call a tip up, right? So a tip up would be something like this. If the weight gets off and it tips up like that, well, if that nozzle's dragging across and it hits that, right, it'll lift up and then your table's all out of whack. So we try to grab stuff and pull it as we can. Normally I use a magnet, but I don't know where my magnet is. So, you know, kids borrowed it or whatever. But we're getting there. But I just kind of wanted to show you what we got going on there. I'll try to get you in a little closer if I can. I know that thing's so loud. I apologize. All right. Here we go. Let's keep going. And here's the feature I didn't show you yet. So remember when I said this is your buttons to control? Well, this is a left click. All right, and since my on the fire control, the mouse cursor is still on the start button, I can let it connect. You get the blue light and hit the button. Yeah, we had a little bit of a warp there. Our torch height controller, I'm sure it sensed it, but there was a little bit of warpage. And sometimes you got to watch it because this tip, if you don't catch it fast enough, right, it'll start dragging metal, and this thing will end up coming off the track and all sorts of things. So you got to be careful and watch it every once in a while. If you see that. If you see it getting too low and it starts wanting to drag its metal, and of course, like I said, this was popped up while it was dragging, but any other time, just go ahead and hit that E-stop. It's much easier just to hit the E-stop and then you can go to the home and come back to that exact same spot. Just don't let it start dragging stuff around, okay? Here we go. my nozzle's about wide. This should be the last pass. Heck yeah. All right. Let's get this out of the way. Hopefully this air compressor cut off and I'll grab a sign for you guys. All right, there's the air compressor. Okay. Calm down, air compressor. Oh, it's so pretty. Looky there. I'm happy with that. Now it's quite thin metal, right? Whoa. I mean, let me take that back. My signs ain't crappy. They're not thin metal. It's 16 gauge steel. It's actually really rigid. What I'm getting at is they're small lines, that kind of thin. But that looks pretty daggum good. Since we opened that, it's not a store, but since we opened a storefront flea market thing, I'll probably cut another one. Because I do like the way that looks. That, and I'll probably cut another one of them trucks tonight. I don't know. What do y'all think? Yes? No? Cut another one? No? Go to bed? It's only 6:30. I can't go to bed yet. We got too much stuff to do. All right. Tell you what, because I want to have some of this stuff at our show, and I know that this cut okay. I'll show you guys cutting that truck out. So I will go ahead and move my sheet of metal a little bit around, and then we're going to go ahead and let's cut that truck. I really like that truck. It's a good looking, sorry about that. It's a good looking Ford truck. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. There we go. Hi. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Move it back a little bit. That actually did pretty good. But I'm going to try to get another one of them trucks and another Mustang right here. Because there's not that much space. And I'd like to get it right here on this edge. But in order to do that, in order to get it on this edge, I don't want to get my electronics wet. Okay? because them things are a pain in the rear to get replaced. And I think I'm out of warranty, because, you know, warranty stuff. So I'm going to see if, by golly, if a man can't give this a little scooch. Well, let me get all my other junk out of here. We're going to give this a little scooch down and see what we can do. I did like the way this truck turned out. I gave it to him, I want to say last week, I think. Now he's bought all kinds of stuff from us. I love doing the car stuff with him, and I'm gonna make a bunch more of these cars. Oh, it's so loud. So if you guys are needing, I don't know, a fancy looking car, let me know. There we go. And I'm gonna put them on this edge, this way, and hopefully it works. I don't know. Oh, I got them dirty. That's fine. All right. Get this lined up now. We're gonna cut off of this edge, and let's redo my ground. I will warn you, it will not be the first time that I forget a ground. That happens more frequently than I care to admit. Get it off the edge there. We don't want it too raised up there, so I'm probably just going to, the gantry is going to be down here. I'm going to be cutting on that edge. Tell you what. We'll try to grab it right here on the center. Even better. No, the edge is going to be right in the middle. Well, I can. Let me run this down past and then I'll move the ground. How about that? Let's do that. I'll run it down past. Come on. Now I'll just move the ground over here up higher than where it needs to be. That way it ain't going to hit nothing and it won't get in the way. There we go. That way we still get a good ground. Okay. Now, back to the pooter. So let's try to get this lined up again. Come on. We want it on this back edge. I'm going to go ahead and cut the Mustang. Well, actually, y'all ain't seen the truck. It's all right. Let's get the truck loaded up. Dun, 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 dun. What was that truck? USB 51 Ford? Was that it? Yeah, that's it. 51 Ford. Since y'all ain't seen it, we're going to set our program of origin. I'm going to do it on this bottom right-hand corner. So knowing that that's on the bottom right-hand corner, I'm going to lower this down. And that's on the bottom right-hand corner, at least where I, care enough for it to be. And then I'm going to zero all my work axes. And now I know that that's on the bottom corner. So I can run it all the way to the right. It'll be about 3 feet. It'll be about right there. It'll run about that tall. So I might not have room for the Mustang off of this sheet, but that's okay. And then over all the way back. And that's quite all right, not having the room for the Mustang, because they're both 36 inches. The only way I could probably do it is if I had the Mustang up top and flipped, and then flipped this thing all around and nested them, but it's okay. We ain't worried about all that right now. So we're going to go to work 0, which is in this bottom corner. And I guess there ain't nothing to it but to send it. So there's our setup. Okay, so you see the truck, bottom right-hand corner. There's the thing, bottom right-hand corner, and I can probably get you in here a little bit closer if you want. There we go. Y'all should be able to see that whole thing now. That's some nasty looking water. Don't that make you thirsty? Just kidding. Don't drink that water. All right. Let's see what this one can do. Let's see it. 1951 Ford truck. Here we go. Boy, did y'all see that? Hot darn, that's close. There's our first mess up of the day, folks. So it kicked it out. All right. So it kicked out my plasma. I'm gonna let it finish. What I'm gonna have to do. All right. So I'm gonna have to come over here. We're gonna go ahead and stop it. All right. I'm gonna hit stop. Program's been canceled. It will be reset. So as we can see here, all right, this is where it stopped. It was trying to do this cut right here, this one inside here, but sometimes my that thing that's running, the air compressor, it kicks it out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in on my line here. No, not that one. That one. This one. There we go. Run from loop. Generate. Okay, well, reset. Reset. Set program origin. Bam. Okay. I selected the wrong one. We want to run, well, it's covered up right now, from this one. Nope. Alright. Hold on. Wow. There we go. It's in the way. So we want it to start right back here. So we're going to run from this line. We're going to generate it. So now it's going to go back and do that box. Okay? I think. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we're gonna go back to work 0, which is that bottom right hand corner. And then I'm gonna point y'all back over here. I mean, my air compressor kicks it out sometimes. Ain't that big a deal. You can get it started back. But here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and hit start, and it should do that that little box down there. Just like that. There we go. Had one of them tip ups. There's the tip up. Ow, that's very hot. Get out of there. And the air compressor got me again. Cool. Alright, so one feature, I normally pause it too quick. So for whatever reason, if your air compressor, if your shop isn't wired to run a giant freaking air compressor and a giant cable plasma cutter thing and it kicks it out, you can just hit retry cut. Okay? You need to hit generate and it'll go to where it needs to go. Alright? And then like most of the time though, I hit go to work 0. It goes back to where it needs to start. And then I just hit start. Okay? And it'll go back and it'll retry that cut. Just like that. Another tip up. another one. Woo, buddy, that's hot. Who knew plasma would be hot? There we go. It's still going. Almost done. Alright, this is the last cut. Okay, never mind. This is the last cut. This is a big perimeter. Almost done. Heck yeah. All right, I'm gonna wait for that air compressor to kick off and I'll talk to you, all right? Looks pretty daggone good. Not too shabby, right? Well, my hand's in the way, but I think that looks pretty daggone good. I'll hang it up on the wall here in a minute so you can see it a little better. I am curious. Oh yeah, I can cut this out. Oh yeah. Tim the tool man. Hold on. Okay, there it goes. I was going to cut the air compressor off, but I do have enough room to go ahead and cut another Mustang. But like I said, that this 66 Mustang fastback here, that's going to go to my buddy. He's bought a bunch of these things. He was decorating his shop at the brake depot down there, and he bought a whole bunch of these things. So blue Ford ovals and a bunch of other different things. Anyway, a bunch of different cars and stuff. He tries to get one every week from me. That's as long as I can make it. You know, this week I got stuck doing a CB axle on the Jeep. I don't want to talk about it. It wasn't fun. But here you go. This is the truck. I think that turned out really good. Got some slag on the back stuck there. Get off there. Get off. Anyway, I'm not gonna make you guys watch me grind these things up, right? 'Cause nobody wants to see that. All the noise. I know that's a ton of noise anyway. But I'm gonna be out here tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and cut one more of these Mustangs. I mean, I might as well. I'm here. It's running. You know, why not? And then I might try to pull some smaller things for this steel. But yeah, that was, hey, thank you for watching my first YouTube live. If you tuned in, great. If you didn't, if you're watching this after the fact, thank you anyway. It's late. It's not really that late. I'm lying. It's 7 o'clock, but I'm hungry. I need to go get something to eat. And I'm going to finish these up, cut one more sign. Yeah, anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm going to end it there. How do I end a live stream? I don't know how to end a live stream. Boop. Boop. There we go.